Mr. Stevenson. Mr. Arthur Stevenson.
Yes.
I'm Abigail Baker, the one who wrote back to you about the place. Long drive, Mr. Stevenson.
Very well. Long train ride, long drive.
Is that all the luggage you had?
Yes,
Well, you could have brought a lot more, sir. This place is yours now.
I don't need any more.
Well, it's a good thing the previous owners left it mostly furnished then. They left all the way to Perth, so they didn't want to haul the heavy things. May I take your luggage for you? Would you like to come in?
Give me one. The sky is different.
Pardon?
I've forgotten how different the constellations are.
Shining Southern Cross looking down at us.
Things one forgets.
You've been here before, Mr. Stevenson. I thought you were a Palmer. I thought you were from England.
Not originally. I lived down in Melbourne until I was 12 years old when my father rose up in the shipping company he worked for. So we moved overseas. Don't think too poorly of me for losing my original accent. In England, it's best to not stand out too much. Getting a foothold in that system is difficult enough without the handicap of dialect.
What has brought you back to Australia? Excuse me, sir, I didn't mean to pry.
I had also forgotten how loud those kookaburras are.
Yeah, it's the cookies that get to me. It makes me think of some sort of ancient pterodactyl every time, shrieking before it swoops down to eat me.
Have any galahs in the area?
Some.
Stupidest bird to fly the earth.
Yeah, pretty or not the brightest beast. I prefer something a bit more sturdy.
I'm tired.
Yes, sir. Your room is in the back.
I'm sorry, do you live nearby?
A couple of miles that way.
A couple of miles, I'll drive.
No, sir. You're exhausted. I'm not sure it would be safe for you.
Can't walk at this time of night.
I'm more than capable. I've done it 100 times.
Nonsense. We'll set a room up here for you tonight. Of course, that is if you haven't got anyone waiting for you.
Really, sir?
Please, humor me. I was late. Let me make it up to you.
Would that be wise?
Oh, which room is the most comfortable?
Well, yours, of course.
And that's where you'll sleep.
No, really, sir. This is your house.
I'll be fine. You have to understand that I don't deserve to be comfortable.
Sir?
Pardon me. You'll take my room.
No, really, sir. I couldn't.
I don't need anything fancy.
Well, nothing in this house is what you'd call fancy.
Good. Then you'll have my room tonight, and
No,
I'll take
sir,
the rest of
there
it.
must be some boundaries. Finding a place for the night is questionable enough.
Sort to do as you're told, I suppose. Even when it's out of kindness.
I haven't had the luxury of protection in my life, and I'm not about to be softened by it now. Women in England may need to be protected from the sun, but here it beats down on us every day of our lives.
Please, take the guest room at least.
Well, I suppose that's all right. I'll only be here until tomorrow anyway.
Do you have any work yet?
Not yet, but I have a couple of leads in town.
What did you do for the last owners?
Kept house, cooked.
And that's what you'll do for me. I'm a terrible cook.
Well, sir, the previous owners, they were a family. You're,
Single man? Yes, that's an idea I still have to get used to.
Sir?
So you don't want to work for me? Too uncomfortable working for a single man?
I didn't say that. Work is work.
Good to hear. I'll double your wages.
Double?
I want someone who can help me become acquainted with the place.
Well, Mrs. Stevenson, I don't mean to whinge.
Then don't whinge. Please, accept my offer.
I don't want to cheat
Do
you.
not, but it comes with conditions.
Conditions?
You may not find me to be easy company.
What do you mean, sir? Should I be worried?
If I'm silent, let me be silent. I have my moods. Don't try to urge conversation. You must allow me to endure my moods on my own, Miss Abigail.
Small price to pay for double the wages. And call me Miss Abby. I prefer something less formal in my title. I must say, I will be glad not to leave this place.
Attached, are you?
You'll understand soon, sir.
Yes, I suppose I will. Miss Abby?
Yes.
I know I just went on about leaving me in moods.
Is the inconsistency already starting to show?
Perhaps. For the times that I do want to talk, if I need just a company. Would you oblige me?
Just talking?
Just talking. I don't expect many visitors, so I'll do conversation sometimes, but nothing flittering or petty or inconsequential.
You get agitated?
There's always a little of that on the surface, I'm afraid. Do you read?
Well, books are a luxury which not all of us are afforded, especially when there's work to be done. But I'll read the newspaper in town sometimes to see what's happening, and I'm also very fond of Banjo Patterson's poetry.
Do you feel?
Feel?
Strong feeling, emotion.
Well, if you're expecting some sort of philosopher, I think I would disappoint you.
The Southern Cross, what do you see? How does it make you feel?
I see the mercy seat. It's like the cross of Christ. And it makes me feel... Pardon, that's not it. Not tonight. I see a tree. Like this eucalyptus tree. I climb that tree as free as a little girl and find myself in a current of skylight galaxy. Reach out my hand and touch it and dip my hand into that river above me just as if it were the Murray River. I close my eyes as I feel it cool and calm, like running water.
You can start work in the morning. But as I said, I'm tired.
What brought you here to Albury, Mr. Stevenson? Business?
My business is all sold off.
Early retirement?
Something like that.
Well, why not go back to Melbourne where you're from, then?
I saw the ad, Miss Abby. I made a decision, that's all.
All right, but what are you going to do?
What?
You'll have a lot of free time on your hands.
I'm so tired, Miss Abby.
Yes, Mrs. Stevenson, it's been a long journey.
Good night.
Good night.
There's no library, no place for books.
Well, no. The Penrolls are not big readers.
And that's what I'll do. I'll put some shelves in there.
Well, there are some tools in the shed, and we can go down tomorrow to buy some materials which you think are suitable.
I think you're right. It will be important to keep myself occupied.
Can we sit with you, mate? Thanks, heaps, fella. I'm Jody, Mr. Zeke,
Short for Ezekiel.
and he is a regular prophet, this bloke. Can tell you when it's going to rain 2 days in advance.
Struth, I can also tell your fortune. You want your fortune told, fella? I can map out your life from this moment to the very day you die. Well, I charge a small fee, but I figure you blacks know the value of a gift like that. Well, yeah, it's quite a gift.
So what's your name, fella?
My name's Pindari.
Does that mean something in your language? Don't be so serious, mate. We're not here to hurt you.
It means from the high ground.
Grouse. Are we close to Albury or Wodonga yet?
Just a few miles. Aubrey on this side of the river, Wodonga on that side of the river.
Much in the way of jumper?
Heaps of farms. A lot of work during shearing season.
Say,
Pindari.
Can I call you Pin now? That'll be much easier on me. Yeah, well, say Pin now, me and my mate, we figure that sticking together has done us some good. We show them all that not only do we have a ready worker to share their sheep or work their property, but hey, we've got a full workforce to offer them, know what I mean? Yeah, well, we also watch each other's backs. I mean, we figure that we swagmen can have it kind of tough.
I'm not a swag man.
Oh, didn't say you were, mate, but it's a nice lifestyle. Romantic, you know? Sleeping under the stars, going from place to place, always an adventure, never tied down. See what I mean, Peter? Yeah, but swag man or not, it can get kind of tough when you're alone. I mean, it's nice to have mates who'll back you up if you were to get into blue, or, I don't know, what's an extreme example? Say you were to get in on the wrong side of the law or something like that. Having mates will back you up. See the upside of that? Of course you do. What do you say, fella? We can use a third on our walkabout.
What you do is not walk about.
Oh, one might not think so. I see that, fella. You know your walkabouts and whatnot more than we do, sure. But that doesn't mean there isn't overlap. Able to tap into that same spirit.
Leave it be, Jody. We don't need a third.
There's something about you.
You know nothing about me, fella.
Pardon me, I think I may be lost. Could you direct me? Pardon, do I know you?
Good day, mate. I'm Jody. This is Zeke.
Short for Ezekiel.
And he is a regular prophet, this bloke. Can tell you when it's going to rain 2 days in advance.
It's truth. I can also tell fortunes. You want your future told? I can map out your life from this moment to the very day you die. Well, I charge a small fee, but I figure a man of your breeding knows the value.
Are you all right? Sir, are you? Miss, is everything...
Still don't recognize it, Arthur?
What's going on here? How do you know my name? We need to get a doctor. This is very irregular. No, truly, we need to get him. What's going on?
Don't recognize me, Arthur?
How do you know my name?
We grew up in Melbourne together when I moved there as a child. When your parents used to go out, and which was heat, we would meet by the ocean, play in the sand, jump into the surf.
Pintari! For heaven's sake, my friend, what are you doing here?
Do you know what here is?
Dreamtime. But that was just our game.
It was a game to you, it's a real place to my people.
Am I dreaming?
I haven't been here since my time with you.
Dora, I don't know what you're talking about.
What is a dream to some? It's a real place to my thing, more real than that thing we call reality. I have searched for it again for many years.
Changed a great deal, my friend.
And so have you.
I suppose we both had to acclimate.
Yes, I was given to whites to be raised. And I have spent a lot of time in that culture.
Yes, you dress like them, you speak like them. Me, I suppose. But here you are.
Spent my entire life learning to speak like your people, learning your customs. I even wear your clothes. My adopted parents were well-meaning, but my parents, my real parents, they were traditional. They taught me the stories, the songlines, the rituals, and I remember every word. But now, I have two worlds competing in me. I understand your people in ways your people never understood us, never considered us. My people did this, but your people were never willing to meet us halfway. You have come to our country, and now it's time we learn our ways.
Pintari, that was just our imagination. For a long time as a child, I tried to convince anybody who would listen
That it was real.
always were able to tap into something, Pintari. I don't know what it was.
Doing the dreaming. There was a great earthquake. From this earthquake came a little stream, and from that little stream, another tremor, another great earthquake. And from this earthquake, a great fish emerged from the stream. These beautiful fish was too large for the narrow stream it found itself in. So it dug its head into the tail and thus it fell about until it had water flowing all about it, expanding, reaching, creating a whole new space for itself. Water flowed around, and the great fish rejoiced. It swam all the way down to the great river and created a sacred path, its own water. But to upheld there, the great ruler of heaven stopped the fish. He clutched that great fish with a hand, terrible and kind, cut up the first fish into thousands of pieces, each piece there taking a life of his own. Then Upheld threw those fish back into the river and lived their own life. Whether to swim in the great river or to be captured upon the spirit of a man. Do you believe this story, Arthur?
Pandora, you and I loved your people's stories, but since when did you take them literally? We used to laugh about it all.
No, you used to laugh.
Pandora, really, the mystic act is a little debasing.
Don't you see what's around you, you stupid man?
No need to insult me. Pandora, real or not, these visions have very little use to what we have to deal with now. We're not children anymore.
You tapped into something special, Arthur. And here it is again. The very river has a strong sunlight. Be careful, brother. The bunyip stalks the river.
Of a gift like that. You alright, mate?
You don't look so good.
These two city are looking for work, Arthur.
Oh, yeah. Have any jumbo? We're experts with the shears.
I don't have any sheep. My housekeeper and I do all that we need around my place.
Have any stumps?
Stumps.
Well, yes. How did you...
It just occurred to me.
The former owners cut down some of the eucalyptus trees in my yard, but they never cleared out the stumps. It'd be useful if someone could help us with them. It's heavy work.
Look no further, mate. Zeke and I can do that for you right as rain.
I only have one extra bedroom.
Oh, she'll be right, mate, and Jody can have the bed. I've got my trusty swag. I'll be good sleeping outside.
What about you, Pandora?
How did you know his name?
Pandora and I are old friends. Pandora?
I can sleep outside too. I prefer it lately.
Well, if we hurry back to Miss Abbey in time, I believe I can get you all some dinner.
Beauty.
That was really odd, Jody.
Look, Zeke. Food is food. Money is money. Work is work. It would be better when you can get the food and the money without the work. But we take what we can get, right?
Well, I don't trust the avo. I smell a con.
Look, we can't miss opportunities like this, Zeke.
I've got a feeling.
I've got a feeling too. This could mean big bickies for us.
You two coming?
Yeah, we're coming, mate.
Hi. Mr. Stevenson, you've got a whole mob with you.
Sam, you don't need to do that kind of work, really.
The wood pile was low, it needed to be done.
I can do it in the future.
So can I.
Truly, I can do
Over
it.
the past month, I hope I've shown you how capable I am, sir. I have strong arms, strong legs, and a strong back. If I see something that needs to be done, I will do it.
We'll talk about this later.
We've already talked about it. I do what needs to be done.
Except the stumps. We'll take care of those for you.
Oh, so you object to me chopping wood and then hire another woman to dig out the stumps?
Well, I can vouch for Jody. She's much stronger than she looks. She's not a common woman.
Most of us around here aren't.
Yes, pardon me, I've been very rude. I believe I haven't even made introductions. This is my trusted housekeeper, Miss Abbey. As you can see, she's pretty much run the place since I arrived.
I respect another woman who's not afraid to sweat in the sun.
Miss Abbey, this is Jody, Zeke, and Pindari. Zeke and Jody want to do some work here, so I'm going to set them up here, out in the yard, while they take care of the stumps.
And Mr. Pindari?
Pindari and I are old friends. It's quite the coincidence to meet him out here, that's the truth.
Feeling less and less.
Let's not get superstitious.
You whites believe in a man who walked on water and was raised from the dead. You have no place in calling other people superstitious.
Well, I've given all that up too. The last time you saw me, I was on a boat to England. There's no way any of us could have known.
Exactly.
There's no way to turn around and move.
There's something different here.
Different?
Yes. I feel a sorrow in your heart. I think your sorrow called out to me. It's saying to me, saying to my soul, it's time.
Time. Time for what?
Time! Time for food! I'm hungry!
You two seem very close, Mr. Stevenson.
As close as I've been to anyone. It's as if no time passed at all.
As if it all had smoothed away. Excuse me, Mr. Stevenson. It was my business, of course.
So, you weren't expecting him, mate?
No.
Well, there's only the one extra room, sir.
Put Jody in the back bedroom. Zeke and Pandari volunteered to sleep out in the yard.
Yes, sir. I'll go check the room.
Well, sir, that bung is hard to wrap your head around, isn't he?
Call him that again, Zeke, and you'll have to look for work elsewhere. He has a name.
Yeah, Pinori. I caught that. Sorry, I know he's your mate.
He and I went through a lot together. When my mum died, well, he was all I had. He had been adopted by a local family, if adopted is the right word for it.
What about your dad?
My father and I were never close.
Well, what did he think about you coming back down under?
He's been dead for over 10 years now.
Sorry. Sorry, mate. What exactly did your dad do?
Don't be a sticky beak, Jody.
Hey, I'm just trying to be friendly.
Your friend is right, that's enough questions. You can unload your things inside.
Room's ready, sir.
Thank you, Miss Allen.
The shelves look good, by the way. You're quite the carpenter.
Thank you.
As soon as the books you had shipped from England arrive, I'll make sure they're put up. What's your next project?
I'm thinking of doing something out in the yard once the stumps are gone. Perhaps some landscaping or irrigation.
You're not going to pick out any more of the trees, are you?
No. No, I like the trees.
Good.
But it appears the Penrods had something else in mind.
Pardon?
The marks. It's like they tried to cut this one down.
Oh, yeah. But they had a hard time doing it. It was like the tree was deflecting their axes.
Truly.
Yeah. When I cut down these other ones, I had nightmares about it for weeks. I was grateful this one put up a fight.
What were their plans for the yard?
Penrose wanted to build some sort of gazebo, make the place prettier. I didn't see we could make the place any more pretty than these trees. And they never did build that gazebo. Just left these desolate stumps. I know this place may seem a little bit shabby sometimes, Mrs. Stevenson, but... well, there's something magical in the land.
Oh, you believe in magic, do you?
I felt it for a long time.
I was joking.
Well, magic might be too romantic of a word, but... well, I'm not the only one who's... never mind.
No, I want to know.
You'll think it's superstitious.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Mrs. Penrod had a dream.
Dream?
She dreamed that this tree was speaking to her.
So what did this tree say?
It told them to move out.
The Penrods moved because the tree told them to.
Yeah.
So is the tree going to turn me out someday too?
No,
And how'd you know that?
because it was waiting for you.
Pardon?
Because that's what it told the Penrods, that this place was being reserved for the next inhabitants.
That's quite the story.
Well, if the tree was paving the way for anyone, I'm certainly glad it was you. What I mean to say is that you've been very good to me.
Despite not letting you at the stunts.
I suppose I wouldn't have wanted to be a part of that anyway. Again, the trees were special to me.
What a conundrum you are, Miss Abby. At times it's like your skin is bark, but get past that and reach a sensitivity
I
inside.
wouldn't call myself sensitive, sir.
Why not? Is there something wrong with being sensitive?
Yes! Yes, when it's used as an excuse to shelter me, to stop me from doing what I'm capable of.
Good night, Miss Abby.
Mr. Stevenson,
I've always appreciated the work that you've done. I've never doubted your capacity.
I appreciate that.
You may be right. Perhaps it's better if we shield ourselves from weakness more often.
Well,
Good night.
Oh, wait, Miss. Well, look, the stars are finally coming out. That foreign sky of yours.
It's not so foreign anymore. Why, I'm having familiar faces crowd in all around up there. Pindari showing up, and you and I are getting along swimmingly, of course.
Oh, yeah, swimmingly.
But being out here sometimes so alone, with so much space around us, not having people crowd in like they were in Liverpool, creates a sense of expanse, doesn't it? It's easy to feel a little lost. Easy to miss old familiarities.
But isn't it liberating? It might seem like disconnection, but we can stand strong and independent, ready for anything.
Such a false phrase that is ready for anything. There are events in our lives that there is no preparation for.
Perhaps. But perhaps that Southern Cross up there will eventually soothe all that hurt of yours away.
You keep trying to get a foothold, Miss Abby, please.
Sorry, Mrs. Stevenson, none of my business. Of course.
As you said, we need to protect ourselves from weakness.
I never used the word weakness.
Didn't you? Well, it's time for dinner.
Of course. What would you like me to make, Mrs. Stevenson?
Well, how about I treat you to a meal, Miss Abby? Have a seat inside. I can compose you a shepherd's pie that will awe and delight.
I thought you said you were a terrible cook.
Did I say that?
You certainly did.
Well, shepherd's pie is simple enough for even my base talent.
If you say so.
Jody and I can take it from here.
Yeah, that is why you hired us.
You know, what is going on? Reporting is the duty, Mrs. Stevenson.
She'll be right now. Zeke and I can do it from here. Father.
No, what is going on here? What is he doing here?
I don't know. Do you?
I don't, but I have a couple of theories about it. We're supposed to do what about it exactly?
We've got it covered.
I'm not asking you to be paid. No need to be threatened. I'm just trying to help.
We've got it covered.
You want to give a hand? I'm about to make breakfast.